Number 1. Vietnam, the country at the golden position of Asia. Seen from satellite, Vietnam has a curved shape like the letter S along the East Sea coast. This country lies in the heart of Southeast Asia, embracing a coastline longer than 3,260 kilometers and connecting the two most important worlds of the continent. To the north, Vietnam borders China, to the west it borders Laos and Cambodia, and to the east and south it faces the East Sea, one of the busiest shipping routes on the planet. From Ho Chi Minh City to the Malacca Strait, where 25% of the world's crude oil is transported, it takes only about 1,085 kilometers as the crow flies, making Vietnam a strategic gateway for Asian trade. This position has turned Vietnam into a historical hotspot. For over 2,000 years, this country has continuously been the target of empires such as China, France, Japan, and the United States. Even today, Vietnam's Cam Ranh port is considered one of the best natural deepwater ports in the world, capable of receiving aircraft carriers and effectively monitoring the entire East Sea. In addition, Vietnam lies on the Trans-Asian Highway initiated by the United Nations, connecting Europe with the Pacific. Although its area is only about 332,000 square kilometers, equivalent to New Mexico in the United States, Vietnam possesses remarkably diverse terrain. About 3/4 of the territory is hills and mountains, including Phan Xipang, which stands 3,147 meters high and is called the Roof of Indochina. Between the mountain ranges are fertile plains and beautiful coastlines. Ha Long Bay is a World Natural Heritage Site with over 1,600 limestone islands, while My Khe Beach was voted by CNN as one of the most beautiful beaches on the planet. Vietnam ranks in the top 15 most populous countries in the world and third in Southeast Asia, after only Indonesia and the Philippines. What's special is that there are 54 ethnic groups here. The Thai people build stilt houses from bamboo, with high floors to avoid moisture and raise livestock below. The Cham people organize traditional buffalo stabbing festivals to show gratitude to the gods. This diversity creates a vibrant cultural picture. Beyond people and landscapes, Vietnam is also a coffee powerhouse, ranking second in the world for exports after only Brazil. In 2024, Vietnam exported over 1.5 million tons of coffee, bringing in billions of USD. Among them, civet coffee is the most expensive and unique type. Premium Robusta coffee beans are eaten by civets, and the natural digestion process helps the beans ferment, creating a mild aroma and rich taste without bitterness. 1 kilogram of civet coffee can cost hundreds or even over $1,000, becoming a treasure of Vietnam's coffee industry and hunted in luxury markets around the globe. Number 2. The land where there are more motorcycles than cars in America. As of 2025, Vietnam has about 72 to 75 million registered motorcycles, with almost every adult owning one. This number is higher than the total number of cars operating in the United States, which is 290 million vehicles, when compared by population ratio. What's special is that in just the first 6 months of 2025, Vietnamese people bought an average of 4.9 motorcycles every minute, equivalent to 7,056 bikes every day. Meanwhile, the United States has only about 8.8 million motorcycles, and most are considered weekend recreational vehicles rather than daily necessities. In cities like Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh City, motorcycles account for nearly 90% of all vehicles and appear everywhere from boulevards to small alleys. The first factor explaining this phenomenon is price. The average income of Vietnamese people is only about $4,000 per year, while the price of a new car can exceed $10,000. An amount beyond the reach of most people. In contrast, motorcycles are much cheaper, fuel efficient, and have low maintenance costs. The second factor is urban characteristics. Vietnam's streets have countless small alleys and narrow lanes where cars are almost helpless, but motorcycles can weave through easily. In America, roads are wide, infrastructure is open, and parking is abundant, making cars the natural choice. Motorcycles in Vietnam are not just transportation, but also tools for making a living. From delivery drivers and sugarcane juice sellers to families carrying the whole household on one bike, everything revolves around those two small wheels. Vietnamese people can carry anything from refrigerators, tables and chairs, plants, pets, to even several dogs sitting obediently on the back. In America, those tasks usually require pickup trucks or SUVs. And what's interesting is that Vietnam currently ranks third globally in electric motorcycle consumption with over 209,000 units sold in just the first half of 2025, showing that this country is shifting toward green transportation. Number 3. Vietnam is where unusual things become part of daily life. In Vietnam, things that international tourists find strange are completely normal matters for local people. People can eat a bowl of pho on the sidewalk, take a nap on their motorcycle during hot noon, or carry a whole family of 4 on one bike, and nobody finds it unusual. Everything happens naturally, reflecting the flexible, economical, and extremely friendly lifestyle of Vietnamese people, where simplicity is the distinctive cultural feature. Sidewalk barbershops are typical examples. Without fancy signs or glass doors, just with a wall-hung mirror, an old chair, and a set of scissors and razors, the barber can practice their trade. They cut hair right under tree shade, amid the sound of vehicle horns, serving all social classes for prices of just a few tens of thousands of dong, equivalent to $1 to $2. What's interesting is that many such shops have existed for over 30 years at the same location, with loyal customers from grandparents' generation to grandchildren. Though small and noisy, these barbershops remain familiar symbols of Vietnamese urban life. Another thing that surprises tourists is buying medicine without prescriptions. In Vietnam, you just need to visit a pharmacy to buy cold medicine, headache medicine, even antibiotics without a doctor's prescription. Pharmacists here are usually experienced and provide thoughtful advice, helping people save both time and medical costs. According to statistics, up to 80% of Vietnamese people self-treat common illnesses at home without going to the hospital. Although it carries health risks, this habit demonstrates the spirit of self-reliance and practicality in healthcare. Street food is also an indispensable specialty. With just a few plastic chairs and a pot of steaming broth, vendors create mini restaurants that attract diners. From pho and bun cha to iced milk coffee, everything tastes best when enjoyed amid the sounds of vehicles and street life. For Vietnamese people, eating is not just about getting full, but about feeling life. And everywhere, you'll find bottles of medicated oil, the national miracle remedy. Headaches, motion sickness, or mosquito bites, just one drop brings relief. Every year, Vietnam produces over 20 million bottles of medicated oil, and this product is also exported to over 30 countries worldwide. For foreigners, it's a strange scent, but for Vietnamese people, it's the smell of childhood and simple care. Number 4. Vietnamese people strongly believe in gods and destiny. Spirituality and superstition are deeply rooted in everyday life for modern Vietnamese people. In Vietnam, spirituality is not just an abstract idea, it's embedded in business, festivals, feng shui, and even construction. Every shop, whether big or small, has a dedicated corner to worship the god of wealth and the earth god, hoping for luck and prosperity. Each morning, shop owners change the water, burn incense, and offer fresh flowers. Some even live-stream these rituals on social media as a modern way to attract good fortune. In fact, there are shops that record the number of customers daily to pinpoint the golden hour for attracting luck, cleverly mixing tradition with data analytics. For important events such as groundbreaking ceremonies, store openings, or weddings, people always choose an auspicious date and direction, usually based on the lunar calendar or with the help of a feng shui master. Lucky dates and times can now be checked quickly with mobile apps before any major decision. The meanings of numbers also play a special role. 8 stands for prosperity, 6 represents wealth, 9 means longevity, while 4 is often avoided because it sounds like death in Vietnamese. Many people are willing to pay thousands of dollars for car license plates or phone numbers with lucky combinations. Drawing lots at pagodas and visiting temples at the start of the year is a popular custom for people of all ages. During Tet, pagodas like Tay Ho, Bai Din, or Huang attract massive crowds seeking good luck or love fortunes. In Ho Chi Minh City, there are even online number-picking services that combine fortune-telling and e-commerce, a type of modern superstition you'll only find in Vietnam. Vietnamese people also worship historical figures or the deceased, elevating them to the status of deities with shrines dedicated to saints and sea gods in fishing villages. Many believe that blending traditional beliefs, Buddhism, and Confucianism brings peace and good fortune in life. Number 5. Vietnamese women are taking over the world. Vietnamese women possess a delicate beauty that draws the eye the longer you look. Their faces have gentle features, small noses, bright black eyes, and warm, inviting smiles. They have well-proportioned figures and graceful movement, showing subtle elegance without needing to stand out. Back in 1965, President Ho Chi Minh awarded Vietnamese women the honor of heroic, indomitable, loyal, compassionate. And after 60 years, these values are still respected today. According to a Grant Thornton report in 2024, 33% of senior leaders in Vietnamese companies are women, ranking second in Asia after the Philippines. This far exceeds the global average of 29%. Even more impressive, 51% of Vietnamese businesses have women in their ownership structure, and about 20% are fully owned by women. Many of these women are not just entrepreneurs, but also intellectuals. For example, beauty queen Doan Thi Minh Toan is a master's holder in education management, a lecturer, and the founder of a dental clinic in Ninh Binh. From technology and finance to education and healthcare, Vietnamese women are shaping the country's future. They're not just participants, they're rewriting the rules. Still, Asian culture assigns them the role of keeping the family fire. Even after leading at the office, at home, they are often the main cooks, caretakers, and housekeepers. According to the National Statistics Office in 2024, Vietnamese women spend an average of 15.5 unpaid hours per week on housework, which is 1.8 times more than the 8.6 hours men spend. In fact, nearly 1 in 5 Vietnamese men do not spend any time on housework. These women switch from stressful meetings to home deadlines in the kitchen without complaint. They truly are world-class multitaskers. Today's Vietnamese women are different from previous generations. They are independent, know their worth, and aren't afraid to make their own choices. According to the 2024 census, the average marriage age in Vietnam has risen to 27.3 years, 29.3 for men and 25.1 for women. In Ho Chi Minh City, the average age is even higher at 30.4, the highest in the country. Dating platforms like Tinder and Date Now are now common places for women to seek suitable partners. One notable trend, the traditional áo đai, long dress, is being used by Vietnamese women as a soft power tool to express their cultural identity internationally, blending tradition with modernity. Number 6. 4 mysterious places in Vietnam. Vietnam is not only famous for its scenic landscapes, it also hides countless mysterious places that remain unexplained, from gigantic caves to abandoned houses, creating a setting that is both beautiful and spine-chilling. Deep in the jungles of Phong Nha Ke Bang is Son Doong Cave, known as a gateway to another world. As the largest natural cave on Earth, Son Doong contains a primeval forest, an underground river, and internal clouds, forming a unique ecosystem completely separate from the outside world. Its chambers soar up to 200 meters high and 150 meters wide, big enough to fit a 40-story skyscraper inside. Only a few hundred people each year are physically able to enter the cave, and those who do often describe the experience as walking inside the planet's own dream. In the heart of Hanoi sits 300 Kim Ma, a villa shrouded in urban legend. Abandoned for over 3 decades, locals call it the Ghost House. Caretakers have reported lights turning on by themselves, footsteps at night, and a strange chill throughout its stone walls. Multiple renovation projects have reportedly halted without reason due to unexplained technical problems, making the place both scary and magnetic. Down south, near Vung Tau Beach, there is a castle-like mansion with over 100 windows all facing the sea, standing on a hill of more than 6,000 square meters. Residents claim to have seen ghostly figures gliding past windows and heard music floating in the breeze. Strangely, even though it is uninhabited, the lights stay on all night as if someone is home. Further north, Hoa Lo Prison was rated by CNN as the #1 scariest destination in Southeast Asia. The prison once held thousands of revolutionaries in extreme conditions, and many visitors claim they can sense a heavy, indescribable energy when entering its cells. From deep caves to haunted houses, sacred mountains to whispered legends, Vietnam remains a land full of unbelievable but real stories. Each tale not only gives chills, but also unveils a part of the Vietnamese soul, where faith, respect, and imagination blend as one. Number 7. 3 strange markets you can only find in Vietnam. If you want to understand Vietnamese culture, don't just visit museums or historical sites. Go to the markets, where people buy, sell, interact, and keep unique customs that you won't find anywhere else. From the north to the south, these three markets will surprise you with how Vietnamese people turn shopping spaces into living culture. In the north, the Yin Yang market in Bac Ninh only opens once a year on the night of the 4th day and dawn of the 5th day of Lunar New Year. The market takes place in flickering candlelight, in a quiet space that feels separate from the outside world. The strangest thing is that buyers and sellers communicate in complete silence, no haggling, no counting money. According to folk belief, talking loudly or arguing over prices will reveal your secrets to the spirit world and cause you to lose luck for the whole year. The goods are mainly gold and silver paper offerings, incense, rice wine, salt, and black chickens, items that symbolize spirituality. Many people also believe that items bought at this market have spiritual power to drive away bad luck and bring success. Leaving the mysterious north and going down to the Mekong Delta, you'll find Kai Rang Floating Market, a living symbol of Can Tho's river culture. Every early morning from 5 o'clock, hundreds of wooden boats crowd the river, loaded with fresh vegetables, fruits, and seafood. Sellers don't need to shout, they just put up a tall pole at the front of the boat and hang their products on it as a simple but very effective floating sign. What's interesting is that many boats even sell hot bun rio soup, hootiu noodles, and filter coffee right on the river. Customers just need to row their boats close to be served immediately. Finally, in central Vietnam when night falls, Hoi An Night Market lights up with lanterns along the Huai River. Along Nguyen Hoang Street, dozens of stalls sell lanterns, handmade jewelry, and countless special dishes like cao lao, banh mi, and sweet soup. What's special is that on the full moon of the first lunar month, people release flower lanterns on the Huai River with prayers, creating a scene as magical as a fairy tale. Each lantern light, each small shop carries the soul of the ancient town, both nostalgic and bright, making this night market one of the most unique cultural destinations in Vietnam. Number 8. Highland customs in Vietnam that make tourists' jaws drop. In the highlands of Vietnam, among mountains and morning mist, there are still customs that surprise visitors. Each ritual, each tradition contains stories about culture, beliefs, and how ethnic people connect with the world around them. In Red Dao culture, women are the ones who propose to men. When they reach marriage age, the girl actively brings gifts to the boy's house and asks to marry him. After the wedding, the groom lives with the bride's family for 2 to 3 years and may even stay permanently. Children take their mother's surname, and the wife's home is the center of life. What's more special is that on the wedding day, the groom must wear Red Dao women's clothing and wear a scarf covering half his face to show shyness, according to the legend about the formation of the Dao people. The wedding lasts many days with singing, ritual dancing, and ancestor worship, showing respect for women. For the Hmong people, the custom of bride capture sounds forceful but is actually a symbolic ritual. Only when the young couple already loves each other and agrees does the boy capture the girl to his home as a way of proposing. The girl has the right to decide to stay or leave. Today, many places have turned this custom into a cultural tourism activity. Funerals of Highland ethnic groups like Tay, Lolo, or Hani have a very special meaning. They believe the dead only move to another world, so funerals are not sad but solemn and warm. Some places have the custom of putting rice in the mouth of the deceased. Some places build wooden statues to talk with the spirits of relatives. Red Dao people also have a special taboo. After eating, you cannot leave chopsticks across the bowl because they believe that is the rice bowl of a house with a dead person. The sounds of bronze drums, flutes, or gongs ring out like a bridge between the living and the departed. The Red Dao people even hold the extremely sacred 12 Lanterns initiation ceremony, which only happens once every 100 years. During this ceremony, they perform rituals of walking on knife blades and give initiations to the deceased by making bamboo cards with the names and ages of the dead. Number 9. Vietnamese is in the top 10 hardest languages to learn. Vietnamese is the official language of more than 100 million people worldwide, of which about 98 million live in Vietnam, and more than 4 million are overseas Vietnamese in the United States, Australia, France, and Canada. According to the FSI Language Institute of the U.S. State Department, English speakers need about 1,100 hours of study to reach basic fluency, 2.4 times more than Spanish, which only needs 480 hours. Vietnamese is ranked level 3 in FSI's 4-level scale, among the 10 hardest languages on the planet, along with Russian, Thai, and Hindi. The main reason comes from the system of 6 different tones: level, falling, rising, asking, tumbling, and heavy. While English has no tones at all and Chinese only has 4 main tones, Vietnamese requires learners to control the exact pitch and sound shape. Research from the University of Hawaii shows that Western learners take an average of 18 months just to correctly distinguish tones when listening, and more than 24 months to pronounce them correctly. Just one wrong tone and the meaning of the word changes completely, causing communication to be misunderstood. Vietnamese's pronoun system is more complex than most languages. English only has one word, you, for all people, but Vietnamese has more than 20 ways of addressing that change according to age, gender, social relationship, and region. A survey from Vietnam National University Hanoi in 2023 showed that 89% of foreigners learning Vietnamese said pronouns were the biggest barrier, surpassing even tones. Choosing the wrong pronoun can be seen as disrespectful or too familiar. However, Vietnamese has surprisingly simple grammar. Verbs don't change by tense, there are no complex plural nouns, and no gender distinction. Compared to French with 17 verb tenses or German with 4 noun genders, Vietnamese has no verb conjugation rules at all. Sentence structure is clear following the subject, verb, object formula. The Latin alphabet with only 29 characters helps learners read and write much easier than the 3,000 basic Chinese characters. Today, demand for learning Vietnamese is increasing 35% per year at American universities, according to a 2024 report by the Modern Language Association. More than 50 universities in Japan, South Korea, and Germany have opened Vietnamese programs. Foreigners learn not only to communicate, but to access the Vietnamese market with an average GDP growth of 6.5% per year and a young population with more than 70% under 35 years old. Number 10. Vietnam holds more festivals than there are days in a year. If you think a year only has 365 days, come to Vietnam, where more than 8,000 festivals happen each year across all 3 regions. This means that on average, more than 20 festivals are happening at the same time somewhere in this S-shaped country every single day. There are even peak days like the 10th day of the first lunar month when the whole country can have over 100 festivals, big and small, opening at once. Each region has its own unique features. The north has the Giong Festival with generals fighting enemies barehanded, the Yen Tu Festival where Vietnamese Buddhism began, and the Lim Festival with traditional Quan Ho singing. Central Vietnam has the Khao Ngu Festival where fishermen pray for calm seas, and the Ba Thu Bon Festival with sacred legends about the river goddess. The south has the Ba Chua Shu Festival at Sam Mountain attracting millions of pilgrims, the Ok Om Bok Festival of the Khmer people with moon worship rituals, and the Nung Go boat racing on the Hao River with hundreds of colorful long boats. Tet Nguyen Dan is the biggest and most important festival for Vietnamese people. This is when the whole country stops to reunite with family and start the new year with hope and luck. What's interesting is that during the 3 days of Tet, Vietnamese people believe that what they do will affect the whole year, so they try to only say good things and avoid all conflicts. The New Year's Eve ceremony, lucky money giving and visiting show respect and gratitude. The Huang Pagoda Festival is the biggest pilgrimage in the north, lasting from the 1st to the 3rd lunar month. During the festival season, up to 5 million visitors can come to Huang Pagoda each year, creating crowds of people on the Yen River. The path through Huang Tich Cave symbolizes the journey to find Buddha. The Hung Kings Temple Festival takes place on the 10th day of the 3rd lunar month to remember the Hung Kings, ancestors of the Vietnamese people. In 2012, UNESCO recognized the worship of Hung Kings as intangible cultural heritage of humanity, confirming the lasting value of this tradition. Number 11. This small country is feeding the world with agricultural products. Vietnam may not be large in area, only about 332,000 square kilometers, but it is a real agricultural power on the global trade map. From a country that had to import food in the 1980s, Vietnam has risen to become one of the world's leading agricultural exporters, with many products holding the absolute #1 position. Currently, Vietnam is the world's largest exporter of cashew nuts, black pepper, and dragon fruit. For cashew nuts alone, Vietnam accounts for 60% of global market share, exporting about 450,000 tons to more than 100 countries each year. Vietnamese rice is in the top 3 globally, with the ST25 variety recognized as the world's best rice at the Rice Trader World Rice Conference. Vietnamese coffee ranks second in the world for exports, only after Brazil, with production exceeding 1.5 million tons per year. In addition, Vietnamese rubber, shrimp, and tropical fruits like mango, rambutan, jackfruit, and pineapple are all present in major supermarkets in Europe and America. Especially, Vietnamese durian is creating a craze in the Chinese market, with export value jumping from $0 in 2022 to over $2.5 billion in 2024. Many products have been certified organic internationally and exported to demanding markets like Japan, South Korea, and the EU, proving that Vietnamese agricultural products are not only cheap but also high quality. This success comes from rare natural advantages. Vietnam has a tropical monsoon climate, fertile soil, and a dense river network, allowing year-round farming with many crops. Vietnamese farmers are famous for being hardworking, creative, and quick to apply new techniques. In recent years, Vietnamese agriculture has entered the digital transformation phase, applying environmental sensors, QR code traceability, and smart agriculture models in the Mekong Delta. Each year, the agricultural sector brings in more than $50 billion from exports, confirming the position of an effective player despite its small size. Vietnam is proving that a small country can still create great influence on the global agricultural map. Number 12. Vietnamese cuisine has won over even the pickiest eaters. Vietnamese cuisine today is no longer confined within national borders, but has reached all 5 continents. Brands like Pho Thin, Banh Mi Huỳnh Hoa, or Con Cà Phê appear in many countries, bringing Vietnamese flavors closer to international diners. Young chefs bring traditional dishes to high-end tables with modern fusion style. CNN once voted Vietnam as Asia's street food paradise, and the Michelin Guide also praised this diverse cuisine. In 2024, Vietnamese banh mi was ranked by Taste Atlas as the world's best sandwich, surpassing American hamburgers and Turkish kebabs. In the South, cuisine carries a free-spirited and colorful spirit. The tropical climate and rich ingredients create bold flavors with characteristic sweet aftertaste. Dishes like crispy banch xio, grilled pork with broken rice, nam vang hu tu, or fresh spring rolls reflect openness and creativity in cooking. Especially, Southern people have the habit of eating lots of fresh vegetables. A meal can have up to 10 different types of herbs like basil, cilantro, kin gioi, and perilla. In central Vietnam, flavors become bolder and more elaborate. The harsh climate and Nguyen dynasty heritage have shaped a careful, refined cooking style. Dishes like bun bo hue with lemongrass and chili broth, tiny ban bao or fragrant nem lui are prepared carefully and presented beautifully like works of art. Central people cook not only for taste, but also to show hospitality and their strength. Northern cuisine has a clearly elegant and restrained appearance. Northern taste is light, low in oil, focusing on the natural flavor of ingredients. Dishes like beef pho, light bun thang, fragrant cha ca lavong, or Hanoi bun cha show finesse in seasoning. The neat preparation and balanced taste reflect the disciplined lifestyle and elegant spirit of Thang Long people. Number 13. Vietnam wakes up when the sun goes down. When night falls, Vietnam switches to a completely different look. Lights, sounds, and flavors mix together to create a rhythm that is both modern and traditional. In Hanoi, nights carry a classic and romantic feel. In Saigon, it's lively and never sleeps. In Hoi An or Da Nang, night is a symphony of lights and people. Nightlife in Vietnam is not just for fun, but also shows how Vietnamese people enjoy life. Night markets are the highlight of Vietnam's nighttime culture. Under yellow lights, hundreds of stalls sell souvenirs, food, and folk art. Laughter, the smell of grilled food, and street music create a lively atmosphere. Markets like Hoi An, Da Lat, Ha Long, or Phu Quoc are both shopping places and spaces connecting locals and tourists from around the world. Walking streets are the center of nightlife in big cities. Nguyen Hue Street in Saigon, the Hoan Kiem Lake area in Hanoi, or Bac Dang Street in Da Nang are always crowded from evening until late at night. These are places for street performances, snacks, and cultural exchanges. The open, friendly space makes walking streets a symbol of closeness and community connection. Rooftop bars and clubs bring a modern image of young Vietnamese people. Chill Sky Bar on the 26th floor of AB Tower in Saigon is one of the highest and most famous places with 360-degree views. Especially, Social Club Rooftop Bar has a unique glass bridge connecting Hotel des Arts Saigon and Sentec Tower, where tourists can walk and take photos at a height of over 80 meters. In Da Nang, Sky 36 at Novotel Han River Hotel is known as the highest rooftop bar in central Vietnam. In Nha Trang, Skylight on the 43rd floor of Premier Havana Hotel is proud to be Vietnam's first rooftop beach club with 360-degree sea views. Lively music from international DJs, creative spaces, and mixed Asian-European style show the integration spirit of the new generation. At the same time, night art shows like Memories of Hoi An or Quintessence of Tonkin bring different cultural experiences. The performances combine sound, light, and folk art to help tourists understand Vietnamese history deeply. This proves that nightlife is not only for entertainment, but also a form of storytelling through art. Number 14. Living costs in Vietnam are very cheap for Western tourists. Vietnam is the most affordable country in the world for foreigners, according to the Expat Insider Report by Internations. This is the 5th year in a row from 2021 to 2025 that Vietnam has held this #1 position, beating 53 other countries and territories globally. The cost here is only about 1/3 compared to London or New York, 59% lower than the United Kingdom. This number is not an estimate, but comes from a survey of more than 12,500 foreign workers actually working in the compared countries. With a budget of $1,000 to $2,500 per month, you can live comfortably in big cities like Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh City. In Da Nang, Vietnam's most beautiful coastal city, living costs are even lower than these two cities, making it an ideal destination for foreigners who want to live near the beach while saving money. Renting a one-bedroom apartment in the city center costs from $400 to $800, including modern facilities like air conditioning, Wi-Fi, and elevators. Food is a big plus. You can eat a bowl of pheo or a meat banh mi on the street for just $1 to $2 per meal. If eating at local restaurants, a full meal costs about $3 to $5. Even if you eat at high-end restaurants, costs only fall around $15 to $25 for a full 3-course dinner, much cheaper than $60 to $100 in Western cities. Transportation is also very cheap. Grab or taxi from one point to another in the city usually costs only $1 to $3. A monthly bus pass costs about $10, and a liter of gas is only about $0.9. Personal services like haircuts, laundry, gym, or medical checkups are also much cheaper than in the West. What's interesting is that 19% of foreigners living in Vietnam have incomes of $150,000 per year or more, nearly double the global average of 10%, showing they both earn more money and spend less. Number 15. Traveling to Vietnam is easier than ever. Vietnam has become extremely friendly to international tourists thanks to its open visa policy. Since 2023, Vietnam's e-visa electronic visa system has been expanded to all countries and territories in the world without discriminating any nationality. You just need to visit the official website of the Immigration Management Agency, fill in information, upload passport and portrait photos, then pay online about $25. Within 3 working days, the e-visa will be sent via email with a maximum validity of 3 months and multiple entry allowed. Many countries even get visa exemption for up to 45 days instead of 15 days as before. Traveling domestically is also very convenient. You can fly between major cities with Vietnam Airlines, Vietjet, or Bamboo Airways. Flight tickets from Hanoi to Ho Chi Minh City cost only about $30 to $60 for a 2-hour flight. If you want a special experience, try the North-South Railway with premium sleeper cars, especially the route from Hue to Da Nang voted by National Geographic as one of the most beautiful railway routes in the world. Sleeper buses are also a popular choice with prices of only $10 to $20 for long routes. Communication culture in Vietnam carries a strong element of respect. Vietnamese people value greetings, nodding lightly when meeting elders and avoiding touching children's heads because this is a sacred position. When entering temples or people's homes, take off your shoes. Dressing modestly when visiting religious sites will show respect for local culture. For food, feel free to eat street food if you see the restaurant crowded with Vietnamese people. That's a sign the food is fresh and good. However, avoid ice at places with poor hygiene. The official currency is Vietnamese Dong VND, but most big cities accept payment by international cards and e-wallets like Momo, Zalopay.